Hello. This is the Awful and Awesome Entertainment Wrap, episode 249. This is Rajyasree.
And there's Abhinandan and Sekhri. Now, not only do we have a new studio, tidding, we also have a new podcast table, tidding. And we have these stands, they're called podcast arms.
And I have this today.
Yes, it's called the
The?
preamp. It's called the preamplifier. And because your voice is so shitty and mine is so good, they said it's wasted on you. Give it
Is
to
that
her.
what they said? Or
I
is
think
that
I was
because you
supposed to
thought
sit there.
I'd go on hartal outside if I don't get this at least once?
Impressed that you know the word hartal. But this week
I'm
we
from
have...
Bengal. We invented
Congratulations,
the
but
hartal.
that's okay. So, other than the week when we have all sorts of new stuff, also welcome to a week where Rajyasree suggested we watch shows that range from mediocre to completely trash. That's the range that
But
you have
did
to
you
look forward.
watch them?
Can I finish my sentence? Thank you very much. From mediocre to completely trash, that's the range that was suggested, which I did. Like, I because I'm a dedicated soldier of Awful and Awesome, anyway, we'll discuss more details, but I'm shocked that you would put me through this.
Because there was nothing else this time.
There was, so I
You
said because
found.
she has such shit stuff, I said it's
I
up to
saw.
me to add the content that is of heft,
What people want to hear.
of pop culture heft, of some
I also saw.
pop culture need not only be trashy, it can also be cerebral. So I saw this interesting article, which is taking things forward from an earlier
And
article.
topical. Because it happened this morning, what you saw.
I plan to remake some of my dad's films. Fardeen Khan has said he plans to remake some of his dad's film. Now, this is like Picasso telling us he's going to start painting again. And you missed this this is not on the list.
But I saw it in the morning and I knew that if there's anything you have read in the paper today, it is this.
Considering you know so much, you should have better recommendations rather
No.
than. So let me just tell everybody what we have. We have a show called what I call the Kardashians, and my niece and nephew tell me it's the Kardashians. I said okay. Then a show called Anatomy of a Scandal, which is mediocre, but everyone speaks the British accent in it, so therefore I guess it's cool. But it's then we have a documentary series called the Jimmy Savile Story, and for the more cerebral we have Fardeen Khan's
Yeah.
updates and Ranbir Alia wedding and Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. And I also introduced something that, in Hong Kong there's a show that's got flack for, this
You have
Chinese
international
actor
content.
wearing brown face
Blackface.
not blackface, brown face to play a Filipino, which I have something to say on. But Rajyasree, why don't you take us on this journey of mediocrity?
But
'Cause
now what
you're
to
best
do?
equipped for it.
For it, no? What would you do without me then?
Watch
You
something that would at least hold my attention.
That you watch this is in itself a miracle. So I'm not sure
Let's
about
not
this.
jump to conclusions.
Yeah, I know he has not watched this. This is all nonsense. But it's okay. We'll play along for a little while. So what do you want me to start with? Did you watch Kardashians?
You can start with climbing Qutub Minar
No,
and jumping, but
this is not your wish. This is not what your wish list is, which you say every day, which people don't realize. They think that we are very good friends, but no. But it's underlined. So I do think, speaking of Fardeen Khan, I think he must have had a very tough childhood, which is why he wants to pay his father back. Why I love his expression. And his shoulders are forward like that, yeah. And he's intense. Intense, eh, boss?
So, Rajyasree, why don't we start off with something that I have very little to say on. It's called the Kardashians. It's 40 minutes of trash, out of which I somehow sat through 4. No,
I
sorry.
knew you wouldn't watch
No,
it.
I went up to 5, I think.
So you watched the title sequence itself was 10 minutes.
My point, I was like, are we fucking going to... And I have made notes. Let me
You
consult
made
my
notes about Kardashians.
So, the Trust No Anatomy of Scandal, Kardashian. Gimmicky opening, unsurprisingly gimmicky. Even 2 minutes of it was too long. It's this camera going completely gimmicky. This is like, mediocre me had made an ad some 15 years ago for a friend who had started a restaurant, and it ran in Priya cinemas all around the city. Same concept. We'll take a camera and we'll go through the whole thing, through people playing chess and all. Like a tucha idea that Nikku from Delhi's bloody Paharganj got 20 years ago, they are using today. Except that they have better equipment. Shit idea. Then we have, I don't know, the one who's pregnant, the Kardashian who's pregnant,
Yeah,
Kardashian.
that's Which one is that now? Kylie.
who's saying in an interview, my whole life is so public, my pregnancy is so public. You're bloody doing a reality show. Like, what do you think?
But that is why I told you to watch it, because it's so absurd.
No, but what I see, even for absurdity, you can watch 2 minutes of absurd, three. You cannot watch fucking 40 minutes of absurd. So, 5 minutes I gave up. If any of you want to waste your time on the Kardashians, send News Laundry at least 10,000 rupees. Because if you have that kind of time, you are definitely rich. And if you are
Or
doing
you have
this,
insomnia.
or you're doing the sin of wasting that kind of time, which is money, you subscribe to News Laundry, support good journalism. Because what you have is overly made up, people from the ages of 8 to 80, I don't know how old the mother is, talking shit. That is the fucking show. I'm shocked such a show is made. I'm shocked that there's an audience for it, and I'm shocked that people in Often and Awesome are discussing it because someone put it on the list without consulting me.
But you still watched only 4 minutes of it, which is only 1/3 of the title sequence, to be fair. It must have been only one person's house that they showed. No, the reason I put it is because I find it amazing that they have done 20 seasons of this. And people have 14 years. People have been watching this. And now they've got a $9 billion, 9 billion, I'm saying, 9-figure signing deal to shift it to Hulu. So it's going to be online. And these people are just raking in money and they have the weirdest comments about their own lives. So when she's doing SNL, she's been asked to do SNL, Kim Kardashian. It's just weird. There's no, there's no sense of reality. For a reality show, there's no sense of reality. And they aren't made up. Their faces have changed in 20 years.
Yeah, but they are made up.
They are made up also, but the face is also a changed face.
Yeah, because stuff is done. Of course, like one of the classic...
Plato said.
The thing of her interviews. Clearing my children's playroom makes me so horny. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What is this show? What the fuck is this show? Why am I watching it?
The reason I added it is because I know your views on the Kardashians. But, and I knew that you would not watch the whole thing. But whatever, if you had even bothered to watch 3 minutes more, where people were actually talking.
Dude, I watched it till the point that with the tattoos, he comes in and then she sits on his lap. Then they have breakfast. I'm vegan, but today I'm having fried chicken. Matlab, chodo yaar. It is so bad. It is so fucking bad. I mean, I'm just... Achha,
I want to kill a mosquito.
No, it's a flying piece of carpet. That is a mosquito. I'm on like ninja mode.
Like that. Why? Because the Kardashians have put you into this. So the reason I watched
You've said that 5 times.
I keep quiet. Because it is just amazing that this reality show keeps getting made and people keep paying them hard money to talk nonsense and not look particularly beautiful. Say.
You make these lame ass excuses of it's like as young men, and Friends has done an episode on this. We tell our lady friends, dude, we watch porn because it's so ridiculous and funny. No, we watch porn because they're fucking horny young men. I only watch because it's so ridiculous.
No?
It is not ridiculous. You are watching it because you actually enjoy it. No one watches something because it's ridiculous fucking 40 minutes. No one in the world.
I watched Big Boss also to review it.
Because you enjoy it.
What?
Pakadega. So I will not talk about it now. But since I had set aside an hour to watch something from my very busy schedule and I could not watch this, I was like, dude, I got to watch something. I will not talk about it this time because there's no time, which you can watch. I watched a documentary called Trust No One, catching the Crypto King. Yeah. So we'll discuss it next time. So I did watch that because I wanted you to know that I did spend an hour and a half watching this.
So what has this proven? That once again you have watched something which we are not discussing this week. It's like an illness with you. It is.
Okay, so now we'll talk about Anatomy of a Scandal. I've just watched like an episode and a half. How many are done of it? 4.
At least you said episode and a half. I thought you were going to say 1.5 minutes. I watched 1.5 minutes.
I'm not so bad also, yeah.
There are 6 episodes, I think. Yeah, there are 6 episodes. And it's based on Anatomy of a Scandal it's the big Me Too series that Netflix was talking about. It's based on a book called Anatomy of a Scandal written by Sarah Vaughan. And it's developed by David E. Kelly and Melissa James Gibson. David E. Kelly,
That's a familiar name.
He's made all these shows, Big Little Lies. He's a very well known. He's also married to Michelle Pfeiffer, but that's not his claim to fame.
That's
he
how I
makes
know him.
yeah, he makes very good shows usually, but he's now got into this habit, I've realized, of making shows about very attractive, supposedly independent wives who know nothing about what their husbands are doing. If their husbands are murdering people and
So
all.
what was this
also.
show about?
So this is set
Was there an
in
attractive
England.
wife? Because I
Yeah.
didn't see her. Which
Sienna
episode does she
Miller.
come in?
No, that she's not the kind you might find attractive, but she's considered very attractive.
Oh, is she?
That
the,
blonde one.
The one who's his wife, yes.
Yeah.
The show I watched.
She was so.
Where the philanderer's wife, yes.
Yeah,
I'm not.
so basically it's about this British Tory MP, James Whitehouse, and his wife, Sophie Whitehouse, who is played by Sienna Miller. Who
Oh, so it's their name, White House. I thought, what a
It
poor...
was the White House.
What poor direction. There's a White House and it opens and it's a small office. I was like, oh, they don't even know what White House looks like. And I said, and they're speaking English
they
and
are
that, and they're not
speaking,
speaking American.
see?
In it, muffin tea. Indeed, oh, the
Are they
Queen,
saying
God
it
save the
like
Queen.
that?
Bloody hell.
So Sienna Miller is his wife, and they met in Oxford when they were in college, and he's basically
A
the
libertine.
a libertine. Correct. And
Name of the club.
there's this article which we linked to below, which was in the Guardian yesterday, about how the parliament is full of these British toffs, they are called basically,
Like
from
Boris.
Oxford. Yeah, so it's mainly about Boris, but it's also about Gove and all, Michael Gove and all. That these are boys who in Oxford basically won debates by cracking jokes and being cute and all. There was no knowledge that they had. And they are doing the same thing in parliament today.
And that is what wins elections.
Yeah.
You have to be a reality show star. I mean,
So-
you can... Entire political science, I mean, the kind of intellectual heft that the biggest leaders
Yeah,
have is...
so
yeah.
you must read this article because it's a very well written article.
must
But
not,
no,
no.
keep quiet. But anyway, the show is about this chap, James Whitehouse, there's an expose on him having an affair with someone who used to be in his office.
She's his political affairs researcher,
Researcher.
much younger than him.
Yeah,
half
and
his age.
yeah, and Naomi Scott, Olivia Litton, she's a parliamentary researcher, and what he is told is that the story is going to be about you having an affair. And he tells his wife that it was, of course, it was nothing. It was just sex, that kind of thing. And then it slowly comes out that it's not just about the affair. The woman has claimed that.
Why are you
accused-
giving spoiler? No,
It's
don't
in
give away
the
spoil-
trailer. Keep quiet.
But I didn't see the trailer.
Why
It
didn't-
is at the end of episode 1, which is very mediocre. So I mean, but yeah.
No, it's in the trailer. She accuses him of rape.
Rape.
Yeah. So it's a show about, and Michelle Dockery, the one, anyone who's watched Downton Abbey, she plays Mary in Downton Abbey. She's the lawyer in this. Now, there's a twist which I'll tell you later, because I know you're dying to know this twist, that she's the state's prosecution and he has a defense lawyer. So you get a lot of info in the first 3 episodes at least, which was still better than the last
Total
3.
4 episodes. How
No,
many?
6
Oh,
episodes.
the 6
yeah.
episodes.
So in the first 3 episodes, you see how cases are fought in the Old Bailey, how seriously certain cases are taken, the whole concept of consent. And because she is someone he was having an affair with, and then whatever, something happens, and then she accuses him of rape. And this whole, that how well do you know someone who you've been living with for 12 years and been in a relationship with, which is all, it starts so well. Then there's a twist, which is such a bizarre twist and unbelievable that the show sort of falls flat. And they also...
From riding a crest of extreme quality.
It was interesting for a while. There are certain over-the-top things, like the PM's spin doctor is just, he'd get sacked if anyone speaks like
Yeah,
that.
to everyone. He
To
gets it.
everyone, you will get sacked. It doesn't matter how good you are. But there's also this old boys club where the PM and he are from Oxford. There's clearly some secret that he's covered the PM's ass for. So it's all goodish till, I would say, the 3rd episode, and then it just goes to hell.
Okay, so luckily I didn't reach hell. I kind of just flirted on the crater of Patal Lok. I'm consulting my notes, which I take whenever I'm watching stuff for Awful and Awesome because
So,
I'm diligent like that.
I have to say this, that someone we both know yesterday was talking about Awful and Awesome. And they were saying, but they are very fond of you, you know this person. And he said, like, you should be there on the episode when Niku's there because Niku doesn't watch anything. So I said, but Niku takes notes for everything he watches. Even in the cinema hall,
Don't make up
he
stuff.
takes notes.
This is anyway. So Anatomy of a Scandal, point 1.
Cool.
It's a boring show, but everyone has a British accent in it.
But
They
they
have
are
a scene
Britain.
where there is something called anal chugging in a bar. I learnt. Anal chugging is drinking alcohol through your anus.
Did you all not do in Dune? Huh?
I'll ignore that very distasteful and low quality comment, which is
Based in fact.
basically this art film has one such for the rabble. Then
The rabble.
too many chats between the couples. Shut up. Okay, so are we happy? Are we not? साले
No,
यार
also who talks to each other like
इतनी
that?
लंबी chats
Mr.
यार ना
Whitehouse.
action. So basically, honestly, I think it's 44 minutes an episode or something like that.
Yeah.
Till the first 30 minutes, I did not know genuinely, and I'm not just being facetious. होता है शब्द?
Facetious. You can be facetious or any fictitious
I'm not being.
also. You
I
can
can
be
be.
if
I'm
you
not
want.
being fictitious or facetious.
Okay.
I did not know. Is this a family drama? Is this a political show? Is it a whodunit? Is it a? I could not tell till in the end when that court case happens, and then that when that punch in the gut kind of. They end that
Okay,
first
yeah.
episode with that
Which
pretentious
is
shot.
that,
Yeah.
literal definition of getting a
Punch in the gut.
Yeah.
Then, I didn't get where it's going. Is it a family drama? Who done it? All about characters, and the characters aren't that interesting either. So all in all, I will not be finishing it. I watched 1.5 episodes, which was an episode and a half too long.
But what I would suggest to everyone is instead of watching this, watch a very English scandal. I recommend this every 2 episodes. It's on Amazon Prime. It's made by Stephen Frears and it's a true story of Jeremy Thorpe, played by Hugh Grant, who was a politician who was fighting for the homosexuality bill to be, for reform in
For
England.
that, you should watch Milk.
Milk also, but this is British and has a lot of humor because even though it's not really supposed to be funny, Jeremy Thorpe had a lover who he realizes is becoming more of a nuisance than anything else. So he decided to bump him off. And what happened? Because the Brits are very
True
good at
story.
talk. It's a true story and it is so well made. It's 3 episodes, I think it was. It is just fabulously made. So watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. But the irony I wanted to say of Sienna Miller playing this role where her husband has had an affair.
Because it's
is
true
that
also.
Sienna Miller was seeing Jude Law for the longest time. And Jude Law, she found out again from the press.
Are you serious?
was
This is so
having
exciting.
Shut up, stupid. Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying it's irony, idiot. Was having an affair with the nanny. So the kind of trivia you get from me, you won't get elsewhere.
Now our lives are enriched.
Keep quiet.
But-
Why don't you read a letter from the...
No,
this
first
thing?
let me make very important announcement.
Okay.
First of all, we have a new Sena project up. Some of you people, because obviously the RBI auto renewal didn't happen, are not making the effort to renew your subscriptions. So please, until this auto renewal system gets sorted at your end of the bank, please come every month and make subscriptions. Because if you guys don't make subscription, we cannot send our reporters all over the country and at least close by places wherever our budget allows to bring you ground reports, which is the basic pillar on which journalism stands. And very few people are doing it. So we need your support for that. Also, I need to consult my notes. We have, and there's a new Sena project up, and the new Sena project, it's called The Yogi Who Has It All. We want to do a deep dive into the climb and the foray into industry, which was today's, word. No, that was yesterday's.
No, today's was cargo.
Cargo. See,
Shall I tell them how I
Wordle,
give you the word every morning? I message it to you.
so that I can
So
get it
that
because I'm very
he can
dim.
brag to his family
Yeah.
that he's got it, but he hasn't really got it himself.
So we have a new Sena project. So do contribute to the Sena project so our reporters can go out and do a deep dive into this. Then I'm going to be in London between the 17th to the 21st of May for a conference. So if you want to invite me to any other conferences, feel free. But I want to have a subscriber meetup in London. So please do write to us at subscription@newslaundry.com. I repeat, subscription@newslaundry.com. If you would like to attend a subscriber meetup, and if we have enough numbers, we can kind of have a subscriber meetup there. Now we have a special subscription offer. We have limited period. If you gift an annual Disruptor subscription, in addition to the merch, which is a part of the package, we will send you a book signed by the News Laundry team, whoever's in town, because some of them are traveling. We also have a couple of calendars to give out by Manjul, you know, the wonderful artist Manjul. We have books that we will give you. The ones are Anupama Chopra's A Place in My Heart, the Blue Book by a writer's journal, Amitav Kumar, then Pawan K. Verma's Great Hindu Civilization, The Great Hindu Civilization, Achievement, Neglect, Bias and the Way Forward, and Born a Muslim, Some Truths About Islam in India, Ghazala Wahab. These 4 wonderful books by whoever are the members here from News Laundry will sign and send you. Once you have gifted the subscription, and how do you get this? Once you've gifted a subscription, write to us on subscription@newslaundry.com. Here it's written, subscription@newslaundry.com with the giftee's email address. The team will share the entire catalogue of books available. We can only ship merch in India, so make sure you provide an Indian delivery address even if you've gifted the subscription to someone overseas, because we can only ship to India. Go to www.newslaundry.com/gift to gift a subscription. And Rajyasree, you can read one email and then we will go off video and go to audio only.
Okay, sir. I'm doing so. Okay. This is from Anonymous. Rajyasree, I'm so sad that you are always being accused of misinformation, especially when not so long ago, Niku referred to Deepika ji as Lalita ji in the old Nirma ad. Let us all gang up against Niku and mess him up.
Deepika ji is Lalita ji?
As in, instead of calling her name was Deepika ji, I think, not Lalita ji.
First of all, Anonymous, I have your name here. You are completely wrong. It's a very famous ad. Lalita ji?
So I think you called her Deepika ji.
What he's talking about is there was another ad of the young lady who played Sita, whose name was Deepika something, and she goes and they did a Deepika ji. No,
Deepika Bhatt.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll check. Okay. So, yeah.
Who said that she was on a train once with Arun Govil and people were walking up to them and touching their feet because in India they thought they are actually Ram and Sita taking Rajdhani and going somewhere.
It was actually Deepika Shiklia.
Deepika Bhattwaj is someone else.
Nitesh Bharadwaj was the guy who played Krishna.
See, there's always an element of truth in everything I say.
Anonymous,
it's just I have so much trivia
you were saying
in my head.
That I give misinformation.
Together.
This
That's
Anonymous, are you sure you haven't written that?
I haven't written. I'll read another one. This one also trash you.
But before that, thank you for watching on video. The rest of this podcast is available on audio only. And going forward, we are pulling every alternate episode of Awful and Awesome Entertainment Rap behind the paywall because of the value of information we give you. Because of
the Kardashians and all, people want to tune in to listen.
Guys, subscribe, man. We don't take any ads from anybody. I mean, just see the kind of ads that every government is giving out to make news survive, which is why news is the way it is and it's not serving public interest. So you got to step up. The subscription link is in the show notes. Choke up in life. Do something for democracy other than vote, because that ain't enough. The subscription model is something that keeps News Laundry afloat, but we need hundreds of thousands of people to completely transform the news ecosystem. So you pay for news, so it serves you. So click on the link with this video, subscribe to News Laundry and pay to keep news free, और गर्व से कहो मेरे खर्च पर आज़ाद है खबरें.